Welcome, everybody. Wonderful to see you this morning after many of you have been to the Focusing Oriented Therapy Conference of the Focusing Institute and just digesting all of the wonderful presentations. And we're so happy to have Freda with us this morning. And Freda has been involved with Help for Helpers for a long time, and a wonderful combination of, well, it's not a combination, it's art therapy, but it combines the sensibility of art and visualization and therapy, and bringing that focusing sensibility to art as evocative. So I'm really, really looking forward to it. Anything else, Freda, that you want to say about yourself that I haven't said? Because I don't usually give people's credentials and things like that.
Yeah, first of all, hello, good morning, everybody all over. And also hello to those who look the recording on the Help for Helpers YouTube channel. Well, yes, for me, it's such an honor to be here and to reconnect to this project that Lynn is running for so long. It's really a joy to be here. And I hope you get something for you from this morning that brings you joy also and insights, right? And I'm an art therapist, and that has become pretty late in my professional career. I started as a person-centered and experiential psychotherapist and adult educator. And I'm a focusing trainer with the German focusing scenery focusing institutes, and a certifying coordinator of TIFI, and a certified FOT with the specialization in expressive arts. And my teacher and mentor for focusing and the expressive arts is Lori Rappaport, who also presented at the conference. And she has a special approach with focusing and the arts, and I developed a sort of branch to that. So I start from the arts and come to focusing. That is one direction you can take. And the other direction is, of course, you make focusing and you have a felt sense and you express the felt sense in arts. I can be talked too fast. I just want a reaction from you, a feedback. Am I too fast for you? Or is it all right the way I'm talking my German English? Is that all right for you? Yeah?
So fine.
Okay, thank you. I think for those who might have to go to work, the breakout rooms will be about 9 o'clock and 5 minutes. So not 9 o'clock sharp, I guess. So I give back to Lynn if Lynn wants to say, make some announcement, and then we see later.
Well, the only announcement is that we're really looking forward to whatever you give us, and we can start the breakout rooms as late as 9:10 if you need that time, and from 9:10 to 9:30. So yes, we're ready.
Thank you, Lynn. I want to start with a poem from a famous German poet of my town. He lived in the 18th century, and he was a man very much ahead of his time. And the poet goes like this, or this is just a snapshot from the poem, and it goes like this. Learn art in life. Learn about life in the arts. if you get one right, you get the other as well.
Mm. Mm.
So life and arts and life is intertwined, is linked. My word for that is we are aesthetic animals.
Mm.
We are human animals. We are what Jensen says, and we also are aesthetic animals in that everything what we are with environment is giving us aesthetic inputs. And we can take the arts as a floor to process something we cannot process in life or in therapy. So the symbolic level of arts can be a helping tool to get distance from the issue we are stuck in, or the client is stuck in, or the issue that we have complicated in relationships. The arts offer you a sense of agency. You can do something, yeah. You can be active. You are not helpless. And you can construct and reconstruct on the symbolic level and rearrange things that you cannot do in life because people, for instance, are not willing to open up or are not willing to collaborate with you or are not willing to accept that they and you are inter-affecting each other and are one. Some people just don't want that. Yeah, just don't want that to hear because it has some benefit for them to stay distinguished, to stay distant. Yeah, especially when it comes to interest in economics and all that political stuff. So what we are going to do is an exercise with the aesthetics, with museum-based art pieces. I brought one for you we work with, and there are 3 others you can see in a PDF. We will post here for you. So some people might like to download the PDF and choose among those 4 pieces and minimize their Zoom window. And some people say, oh, that's much too complicated on a Monday morning. They take that picture that is presented on the screen, right? So I will now put the PDF with the pictures into the chat for you to download. And just give me a second to do this, please. It's posted now. There comes a handout for you with background information. I created a website on creative compassion with lots of other artwork, with reflections on that, with other art directives and videos to do as a self-paced practice. So I want you to invite to check on your table, on your office box or wherever you are, if you have 3 different color pencils. I have crayons here, but you can use a normal pencil like this, a blue one, a black one, and maybe you have some kind of marker or something like this. So simple tools and different colors and 4 sheets of paper, please. So the symbolic level we work on with the arts and the practice I created is a practice. And June, can you please mute yourself back when you're back? This practice is for stepping into the basics of relational empathy. I say the basics because to be able to live what it means to have relational empathy is, from my point of view, not so easy to do. And the term relational empathy comes from Maureen O'Hara, and it means to be able, she was a co-worker with Rogers, And it means to be able to tune into your needs and the needs of the others in a given situation, and to be flexible in shifting your empathy toward the others and all that complicated dynamics in a group, and to shift from their needs, your needs, their needs, etc., depending what is needed as a whole for the situation all people involved are in. Yeah, so relational means to widen up the sense of empathy and to go beyond personal preferences. There might be situations where you feel the others, the other side, them, yeah, and me or us, our needs are conflicting. And relational empathy means that both sides get the same careful, unconditioned regard and appreciation. So it's really stretching our sense of empathy we have in normal life, for instance. Yeah. And it can happen that when you work with yourself or with a group or with clients, that there comes a point where there is a sort of stuckness, because it's really, that's my point of view, it's really a decision to be made that I want to tune into relational empathy. Yeah. And it can be very fearful. It can be very frightening to leave one's own position, especially when a person is bullied or gets mobbing or some sort of things that do not match with other people. Or to give another example, I worked with a social worker who also was a political activist. And he said, I cannot collaborate with them because their moral ethics are so contradictory to mine. I cannot stand that. I cannot stand those people. Yeah. So with the practice on the symbolic level of the arts, he came to a point to find out, yes, it is okay to stand in my own truth, with my own ethic values, working with the underprivileged, and to have my co-workers and stay in distance in respect, and respect them, and not fight them or not devalue them or feeling disgusted about their actions. So this was really a stress relief for this person, and a widening up inside and a coming to peace with the situation. Okay, I'll leave it here and go on that I explain. We are using a picture on the screen, and I will invite you to touch it and to work with it from inside sensing and experimenting, and I guide you through this. Okay, I make a stop here. Any questions or thoughts or feelings that need a little time to be digested?
You said a lot there, Freda, and I'm just taking it in and seeing how it applies to my life, that widened empathy that takes the other in and their needs.
Yeah, thank you, Lynn. Maybe there is some other voice in someone of you that wants to articulate.
If you hear me, maybe I want to share that the thought that came to me was that this relational empathy, I did it when I was a mother and my daughter was 1 year, 2 years, 3 years old. And it's very difficult then when you start balancing your needs as an adult and your child becomes an adult to reach the same level of co-regulation.
Yes. Thank you, Meg. Yeah, I can follow that. Yeah. Yeah, any other voice before I go on? Okay, so just give me a sign of I got it, or we can go on, or a waving or so I get a signal from you that you are all okay and with me.
Yes.
Yeah, fine, wonderful. Okay, so here's a picture that is not from my file. I don't know. That's Gray. It's a person with the name Gray and showing a picture. Hello, Gray. And that's so nice to
Hello.
this illustration, right? Okay. I go ahead and I assume you all have now colored pencils and paper. Good. To bridge to the practice, I ask you to leave everything on your table as it is and to become conscious on your breathing. So lean back, find a comfortable seat. You can change your position all the way. And take a fresh deep breath. And we are going to do a breathing exercise together. And if you feel comfortable with it, you might open up your audio so that we can hear the breathing of us all and connect through breathing. And the breathing has 3 parts. So first of all, become aware how it breathes you, how it breathes you. And with the next breathing, take in all what is distractive from the past. All that is distractive from the past. The past can be yesterday or this morning at 6 o'clock. And I count till 3, and we take the inhaling and the exhaling. And with the exhaling, I ask you to let go of all what is distracting from the past. So I count 1, 2, 3. Take in and release. And again, take in and release. Ooh. We make a sound.
Oh.
Let the body feel the difference. And the second breathing is to take all what is distracting for the future, like what you will do tonight or what will come later after the session. And with the exhaling, release again and let go and breathe out and make a sound when sound wants to come. So I'm counting again to 3. 1, 2, 3. Take in, release.
Oh.
Again, take in,
Oh.
release. And pause for just to feel how it's like to be free from all that. And our last breathing together will be to take all what you feel of being present right now, bodily as a person and your body, to take in all of the presence, and with the exhaling, breathe into the here and now, very softly. Okay, I counted 3. 1, 2, 3. Take in into presence and breathe out into here and now. And again, take in all that is present. Breathe into the here and now. And give your body some time to settle in the presence of here and now. Feel ready. Just slowly allow yourself little movements with your body, stretching or tapping of a part that is not yet soothed enough of your body. Open your eyes and come back in our space. We share here together. Yeah. And now I will invite you to, when I have shared the screen, to look at the picture on the screen with fresh curiosity and just to take in the first impression, like the atmosphere of the colors. And I share my screen now. And I hope you can see it. Just take in the picture with friendly curiosity, the colors, and what kind of atmosphere comes to you through the colors and the shapes as a whole. Without judging, just perceiving freshly. And as next step, I invite you, and I hope you can see my little window here, and like you to take from the right hand your thumb and your index finger, and from the left hand your index finger, and make a little window, like an imaginative magnifying glass. And look through this little magnifying glass and go close to your screen with friendly curiosity to explore what kind of all that looks interesting or makes you even more curious. What part of the picture is speaking to you most? And it can be a very tiny detail that you say, wow, yeah, that's my thing. That's, yeah, I like that. That's something having to do with me. It's my taste. And if you found that part that speaks to you most from all of what the picture is showing, and you found that, I invite you to touch this piece on the screen. Yeah, just to touch. I demonstrated here with my picture, to touch this little something here, and move your finger around this little something so that from sensual feeling, your body can understand, aha, this little something has in some ways to do with what's speaking to me. And go around this little something. Move your finger around that to get a sense of it. And repeat the movement, the recapturing a few times. And when you feel you got it, I invite you to take the same movement you did on the screen of your computer, to take this into a big movement. So all of your body, whole bodily, you become to understand it from all of your body, from just moving it in big, in large space, large size. You can close your eyes and just let your body recapture it whole bodily. And when you feel that your body and the movement, that's somehow in synchronization, and your breathing goes with all that moving, then take a sheet of paper, please, and one color pencil, and put this move onto the paper from bodily knowing. Not looking at the screen any longer, just put the movement on the paper from bodily knowing. And while you are doing it, allow yourself to feel what kind of bodily sense is coming up, being engaged with this. What kind of bodily felt senses coming up, being engaged with this. Just notice. And as next step, I invite you to come to a stopping point with your movement and the pencil, and turn the paper so that the white back is up to your eyes. And so you can lay it a little bit at the side. You can lay it and place it at the side, this first paper. And you're not looking at the drawing anymore. Just turn the paper and put it a bit at the side, please. Yeah. So this was the first act, right? Are you ready to go on for the next step, for the next? Yeah? Fine, wonderful. Okay. Just move a little bit, take time for breathing, connecting to your breathing, to your breath. And then open up your eyes and look at the same picture on the screen, again with friendly curiosity, freshly. And take your imaginative magnifying glass, your finger tool you got, yeah? And go same carefully, with same attention and friendliness across the picture, responding to what does not speak to you. What looks kind of disinteresting or boring or even annoying, or looks simply very strange, where you would not say, ah, that's me, but just the opposite. You would say, oh, no, that's not me. And be as friendly with this as possible. Maybe it takes a little bit time to get that second bit of the picture that does not speak to you. And if you got the spot, I invite you to be as careful, as friendly, same, not non-judgmental, and touch the screen at this second bit and move around with your index finger again, getting its shape, getting its form, its color, expression, just to recapture it, just to get it. You have not to do anything with this, just to get the shape. And stay, if possible, in the same positive, friendly attitude while doing it now. And again, allow yourself to be in a larger movement. This is all. Takes a second movement into large, whole bodily, so your body can understand what is that about. What is that about? That is in some ways not aligned to your taste, your interest, your like. What is that about from the bodily feeling? Be large in your movements to allow the body to understand. It may be a little bit difficult at the beginning, and the more you do it, you may notice it becomes easier. And when you feel it's easy enough to put it on small size on a second piece of paper, then please do this. Take a second piece of paper and another color of your pencil or crayon and draw from bodily knowing. From that, what your body has understood from that. And while you're doing so, again, allow yourself to feel the inner echo from your body. What does that feel like for your body? Having this second piece on paper. You're doing so wonderfully. So I like you to come to a stopping point with the second part. Appreciate that you dare to step out to this second part and put the second paper also a little bit aside. Take a fresh breathing, a little bit of movement. We are coming to the third part, to the third act. Yeah, are you ready to go on with me for the third thing to do? Is that okay? Yeah, see some heads nodding. Okay, thank you. Right. So, I will stop the picture, share with the screen so you can see my face in a larger version. Then you put the speaker view on, or you take the gallery on, just as you like. We are now going to feel and sense how those two representatives can relate to each other, can interact. So I invite you to take both your drawings, the first one and the second one, and put it in the right distance to your body, so you still have space for breathing. And that you are able to be connected with your felt sense inside. When you start to move both papers, turn them around, move them from bodily feeling adjusting how can both pieces have a good spot to rest and be somehow relating to each other. And you cannot know by brain. It's your body that can guide you. So just be in tune with your inside feelings, your inside sensing, asking how can both pieces relate to each other in a way that none of them is dominating or interfering the other, that each of them has a place to be that is restful and okay. And move the two pieces around on your table till you get an inner felt sense of rightness. Yes, so this is a position for both that feels right. Each of the pieces has its right of existence and they are relating to each other. And when you found this okay feeling from the inside, please give me a nodding or raise your hand or something so I know that I can go on. Yes, fine, thank you. Okay, so please take your third piece of paper and all the colors you got, you can take, or just 1/3 color, depends what you got as material. The third piece of paper, please. And leave the first 2 drawings on the table, yeah? Just leave them there, take the third piece one. I hope we have enough space on your table to do so. And I now ask you to look at both pieces in their space, how you found, yeah, moving them around. That is okay. They relate to each other. Okay, now I invite you to draw with both hands and 2 sticks what your eyes see. You see the first 2 drawings, and the third piece of paper is you draw on that what you see. So you use both hands and you draw on the third piece of paper both pieces. And if the piece of paper is moving on the table, you just have to take one hand and maybe change left and right. Yeah. So give both pieces a drawing chance on the third paper. Draw them as you see them, how they relate to each other, and yet have their own place of rest. And when this is done, the third drawing is done, we go back into bodily sensing with both hands. And I invite you to recapture all what is on the third paper with both your hands. Touch the third paper and follow the lines. Maybe feel that there are different energies wanted to be moved around, or different needs of energies from each piece. And allow your hands to recapture. Allow your hands to do this touching without looking at it, eyes closed or looking elsewhere into the room. How it is for your body and your hands that are sort of listening, yeah, while moving. What is the echo within having both now on one plate, on one ground? How does that echo from within? Each line has its own energy, wanting to be acknowledged, and you move both your hands around and you move energy around. And how is that for your body to have on same grounds? Maybe your hands want to go into a kind of rhythm that is not coming from you, but is coming from the body. And follow whatever shifts in movement or shifts in breathing want to occur. What is needed to be enabled to be fully with both, with all of both on same grounds? What is needed to be with that is both? Can you be empathic with what's needed to be with both? And what do you discover about relating you did not know up to now when being with all that is on this ground you created? What do you discover about relating you did not know up to now? And the answer comes from within. What do you come to know that is new for you? And what is the more about it, what you come to know? Where does it lead you to? To what kind of meaning? To what kind of new insight? Take time for this for the next 1 minute, so that your body can anchor it, what you got, where it's leading you, into what kind of more. And where you are guided to is the most refreshing or the most surprising. Just anchor this also, please. Anchor it that you can take it with you when we are going to the breakout rooms. We are going to the breakout rooms right now, the next minute. Maybe you want to take a few notes before we go into breakout rooms, or you just store it into your body, what you got. And going into the breakout rooms, I just invite to share the experience and maybe share what that means for you in your life, for your life.
Freda, do you want to be in a room?
Christine?
Yeah.
Sorry?
Do you want to be in a room, or do you want to just stay out?
Just as it goes. I don't know if we are with the numbers. I can go into the room or not. It just put us together, please, and we'll see.
Okay.
We'll come back at 9:30.
Hello, hello.
That was very interesting, Freda.
Is it only us? The other people had to go?
No, I think we aren't all back yet, right, Christine?
Oh,
Yeah,
Yeah.
He's coming back now.
yeah.
You gotta stop. Okay.
Welcome back. Hello.
hello.
Oh, we
Hello
gotta
back,
leave the room, I
and
guess.
hello back. And don't know, Lynn. Shall I moderate? Do you want to moderate how we are going to go on?
We'll all moderate together because we have our third picture, so we put it all together. So we'd love to hear what happened in your breakout rooms, what you discovered, what that was like for you. I'll start just to start us off. I discovered that I'm in a conflict with shapes. I do all of my art to avoid shapes, to have not to have lines separating things. And so it was very interesting to me to make a relationship with shapes.
Yeah. Revolutionary in a way, Lynn. Guess, yeah. Yeah, thank you.
So Lenore and I were together. It was great fun. We were talking about color and art. We're both doodlers. Lenore is a watercolorist. I'm a doodler, bit of a cartoonist. And Lynn, you and I can never choose art for the same house because I love big black lines. So the valuable stuff you get for Christmas, ship it to me, baby.
Oh, okay, I will.
And I love magenta.
Yeah.
And we both know when we're painting or doodling with color that when it's time to change color, it's time to put something in that area of the drawing, blah, 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 that our body tells us.
Oh, yeah.
I especially feel it in my lips when I'm painting, drawing. So my lips are like, they could probably get very ugly. They turn into arrows or something, but I know. And the wrong color just goes,
Yes, such a felt sense. Right?
yeah, very profound. So fun. Thank you, Freda.
Thank you so much. Meg, thank you. Yeah.
Yeah, I'd like to say also something very interesting. Hi, it's good to see you again.
I don't know. Yeah.
Is that what came to me was with the different pictures, and then when you told us in the end to put them together and find a spatial relationship between the two, a friendliness, what came to me, and then when in our bodies, when I was moving, it became musical for me. Like when I was a little girl, I played the piano. So one hand, the part that didn't feel friendly was like staccato, and the other hand was flowy. And then it became like a music, like a symphony, where I could integrate the two. It was really interesting how that happened. And then I was thinking of Vivaldi and the Four Seasons and how the integration of all the different felt senses that come through music. So it's interesting how it came from something visual.
Yeah.
With the painting. And then when I tried to integrate it in my body, when you told us to move with our bodies, the feelings. So it's interesting how that happened.
Yeah. Thank you, Lenore. It's what I hear as a keyword is symphony. It's going into a symphony in some ways. Yeah.
And it would be great if I can integrate it when those edgy times come.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it can help if you do this more than one time, this exercise. So That is my personal view. So that you get tuned into, it is possible, it is capable, it can happen even when things look too contradictions. Yeah, it can happen that it comes in like a play, like in a symphony, and I'm not the composer. It composes into togetherness, right? And I can trust this process. Yeah.
I want to say something about this because I had two very polarized pictures, number 1 and number 2. And in combining it into the third one, I had them move one towards the other instead of facing shoulders as they were on the first and second drawing. And one picture was where I go, and the other one is where I come from. So in the third one, actually, I said to myself, I go back to where I come from.
I go back to where I come from. Yeah. Sounds like a profound insight, Meg. Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you.
I want to say, could I say a few words? It sort of fits along with what everybody else has been saying. I think that I found a kind of a mother and child figure in the lower left-hand corner. And that brought up the feelings of love and warmth and tenderness. And then I felt like sometimes things happen that cause that to kind of collapse and I get a little low. But I found that as I held the two together, an energy could come that was vital, and it was the totality, and that could be an energy that could flow forward, and it could be an inner resource for me, so I don't have to collapse.
Wow.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Sals. Yeah. Yeah. Inner resource. Yeah. Yeah.
That makes it possible to stay alive, as it were, emotionally.
Wow.
And not and to hold, so that the other's actually contributing in its own way.
Yeah.
It's no longer something crushing me. Yeah.
Yeah. It's so precious. Thank you so much. Yeah.
Thank you so much. Yeah.
Yeah. Hi. Thank you for this experiential. It was wonderful. It was interesting because first I couldn't find something not interesting. I just kept more. Actually, the more I was looking for something not interesting, the more I was finding interesting things. I don't know if anybody had that interesting happening, but that was happening. So anyhow, I focused on one. And then I came to really, it was a grounding meaning or insight. Not so much some newness, but some grounding of that. There is a rhythm that I go through, especially when there is a lot going on, like there's a lot going on in the world. And this rhythm is this rhythm of containing and opening to the word and getting more information and all that, and then inwarding really and getting smaller, more inward. And that one can contain the other one. One can be in the other one.
One can contain the other one. Yeah.
Yeah, this is the combining shape. Yeah. So just to be reminded that that's the rhythm. That's the rhythm where I feel grounded with when a lot happens.
Yeah, that's the rhythm where you feel grounded when a lot happens. Yeah. And it's good, as far as I got it, and it's good to be with this rhythm that is grounding. Yeah. 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 Thank you, Sophie.
And that nothing is not interesting. That was interesting.
Pardon?
That nothing was not
Yeah,
interesting.
nothing
That
was
was
interesting. The more you engage with it, everything becomes exciting, right? Yeah. Yeah. I think that was one of your big surprises in the very start. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. June is lifting her hand. Yeah. Hi, June.
Hi. I really enjoyed it and appreciated the message that I got, which was welcome it all. Welcome it all and be with it all and be curious. I mean, my first feeling was, oh no, there's a part of the drawing I don't like, you know, like out with it. And then I calmed down and looked at it more deeply and realized it's a part of the all, you know. And then I realized, of course, how that relates to my life these days, and I'm sure everybody's, where there's stuff that doesn't add to the beauty of our life, but we need to be with it all, you know. And so it was just a lesson in that, a lesson in being with it, appreciating it, and even looking deeply into it, looking at it,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay, can we hold that? I think it's so important what you say, Junia. Looking at it deeply and holding it and being in contact with it and allowing ourselves to sort of, that are my words now, dive into that. Yeah. And because it's there, it's part of the whole, it's part of the world, right? Like an art piece is a snapshot of what is world as a whole, and to hold that, what belongs to it, to make it whole.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah. Thank you. Yeah, I guess.
So so one of the things that Lenore and I touched on, artists we liked. So we're all pretty, well, everybody here is over 30. And it's so interesting to look back. When I first saw the painting, The Scream, I was probably in my 30s or 40s, blah, blah, blah. I hated it. I hated it. I just couldn't believe anybody would be reproducing that. And now The Scream for me is so moving. But like Lenore said, I wouldn't hang it in my bedroom.
Okay. All right.
So it's so interesting to look at art, that what you love as you've gone through life, and
yes,
and what the changing. I guess it's true of everything, but especially art, because the world just puts it forward for you to do with it what you will.
Yes.